Multivariate testing works on like literally anything. It works with ClickFunnels, it works with custom, it works with Shopify, it works with all that stuff. It works with any kind of traffic as long as it's not really cheap traffic. As long as it's not like penny clicks, you're good to go. The reason is that when you buy these packages for multivariate testing, it's based on number of clicks. So if the clicks are like a penny, it's just not going to really make sense. Okay, the two main platforms, and there's quite a few. These are just kind of the two big, the big ones in the room, if you will. VWO and Optimizely. VWO stands for Visual Website Optimizer. VWO is my favorite personally, and they still have a 30-day free trial. I do know that lately, though, they've changed it to like an enterprise model where they probably charge a little bit more per month, or maybe try to get you to sign a year contract. I'm not sure. But even if they do try to get you to sign a year contract, it's totally worth it. I would do it in a heartbeat. I did do a one-year contract with Optimizely a couple years ago. That starts at $1,000 a month, where VWO is more like $49 a month, much cheaper. And Optimizely didn't even have all the options that VWO did, so I got rid of that. So VWO is my favorite one. The kind of things you can test is going to be pretty much anything on the page, okay? Logos, any image on the page. That could be a background image, a product image, whatever. You can test different videos, different fonts, different headlines. You can test full paragraph differences. You can test different colors, button text, element placement. You can like move things around. You can test pretty much whatever you want. Obviously certain things are going to make a bigger difference than others, so you want to test the things that you think are going to make the biggest difference on the page. Typically, that's going to be stuff above the fold. Okay, so how easy is it to set up? You guys have all set up the Facebook pixel, I assume, at least once in your life, which is just copying and pasting it into the head section of your page, right? So that's exactly how easy VWO is set up also. It gives you this nice JavaScript here, and you just paste that in the head section of your website on every page, and that's it. That's the technical setup, literally. Okay, so here's what VWO looks like on the inside, and I'm just going to scroll through so you guys can see like how many tests that I have set up over the years. Like I do take my own advice, and I have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in here. So you can see though that I scroll all the way to the bottom. I created my first, I've been using this since 2013. Okay, so I've been using this tool for 6 years, and literally, this is the reason that some of my offers that I ran with when I had my legal leads, this is the reason that some of my offers were profitable. Without this, they would not have been. So this single-handedly probably made, I'd say, the biggest difference in the amount of money I made, this tool by itself. Actually, before we set the test up, I want to show you guys some of the results you can get first, actually. Okay, so I want to show you some screenshots of some of the tests I've ran so you can actually see the difference it makes. So typically, you're going to see that you can raise your conversion rate by 50 to 100%, okay? Meaning that you can basically cut whatever your cost per sale is in half, okay? And that's going to be like on average. Even if you can only lower it by 30%, it's still going to be a massive improvement, right? Typically, that's what I get, but sometimes it depends how good yours is already, right? But sometimes I'm able to get as high as a 300% increase in conversion rate, okay? Which is massive. That's huge. So if you improve your landing page conversion rate by 100% or you double it, it's literally the same thing as cutting your lead or sale cost in half. It's literally the exact same thing. I find it funny that so many people spend so much time trying to do a little hack on Facebook, or like find a new interest, or like change their headline, just to get like save like $1 on your cost per sale. And so many people neglect their landing pages when it's so easy to cut the cost, or to double your conversion rate. Way easier to double your conversion rate on your landing page than it is to cut your Facebook costs in half. Okay. And obviously, if you can do both, okay, boom, that's a 4x improvement. That's a huge difference. All right, so here's some of the tests I ran, okay? So you can see this is about a $500,000 test. The control means that is the original everything. That's my original image, my original headline. Like the control is like if I didn't run a test, that would be my rate. So the control did a 7.6% conversion rate. The winner did a 12.7. It's about an 80% improvement. I tested 6 background images, 3 different logos, and 3 different like header call to actions, like that main little line of text that you see at the top of pretty much every landing page. And that gave me 54 total combinations, okay? The winner did a 7.6%, and you can see I have multiple winners there. I have 7.58, 7.49, 7.34, so it wasn't like a fluke. There was quite a few winners. So that's a 300% improvement, though. It's unbelievable. I was testing just 5 main images, 3 logos, and 2 header call to actions. And then how it works is it's 5 times 3 is 15, times 2 is 30, so that's 30 total combinations. Because it's literally trying every single combination of it. So this next test, $200,000 test, again, you can see element by element. Had I only A/B tested, I would have got about a 2% conversion rate. So you can see here my control is about 2%, 1.83. My winner, though, was a 5.5. Again, another 300% improvement, okay? It's 4 background images I tested, 4 form call to actions, and 3 header call to actions for 48 total combos. Next one, $250,000 test. This one was really interesting, so I put this in here. My conversion rates were 1 to 10%, which is a huge difference, right? Average of a 7. But you see it was all because of this control up here. And when I was doing these lawsuit offers, I would try the same image always as my control. It was like a judge hitting a gavel with like an American flag behind it, you know? And it was for a lawsuit, right? So that was like always my, on every single lawsuit offer, that was always my control. And on this specific one, thank God I set this test up, because that image converted at 0.7%, okay? So that killed my conversion rate. When usually it would do okay on all the other ones. I don't know, this audience for some reason didn't like the American flag, I guess. So thank God for this test, though, okay? So this was a $250,000 test. My control, mainly because of that image, did an overall 2.94%. You see way down there. My winner, and I had quite a few winners, 17.7%. That's a 500% improvement. I tested 5 background images, 4 logos, and 3 header call to actions for 60 total combos, okay? So literally, that's just massive. I want you to just like let that sink in for a minute. Like, however much money, think how much money you guys are making right now, profit, okay? Just profit. And then just imagine if you 5x that, and that's it, okay? You didn't have to buy any more traffic. You didn't have to hack Facebook, okay? You don't have to spend an extra $1, okay? It's just literally 5 times more profit on your current clicks, right? That's massive, okay? It's like literally taking your CPA costs from like $50 to down to $10, okay? And let's say you also optimize on Facebook with all the cool stuff we're going to go over, and you optimize and cut it down even more, then you're going down from like $10 to $5, okay? So that's 1,000% improvement from your original CPA. So to me, it's super, super exciting, and it literally only takes like 15 or 20 minutes to set up a test, and then you just have to check on it every few days or every week, and it only takes maybe like 5 minutes a week. Like literally, it takes like no time at all. So let me show you guys how to do it real quick. So I'm going to show you guys. This is Shopify, though, nice and simple, right? I'm going to show you guys how to set up the test on this store. So what you go into VWO, click Create New Multivariate Test. Okay. First thing it pops up with, you want to change to advanced, not simple. Okay, then you do URL, change this to URL matches pattern, very important. And then let's, it doesn't really matter which one we do, but we'll just do this one. All right, grab that URL. All right, we're going to paste this in, okay? And then this is important, you got to put an asterisk at the end. Okay, so that if you have a FB click ID at the end or any UTM parameters, that asterisk at the end makes it so anything that's at the end of the URL and the test will still run. Okay, if you don't put that asterisk there, then if you do have a UTM code or an FB click ID or anything, then the test won't work. So that asterisk is very important. And let's say that we want to test this on every product and not just this specific product. We can literally just take this out. Okay, and then the asterisk there will make it so it runs on every single product page we have in the entire store. Then we just, again, paste it here. Right here, you don't put the asterisk because that's just giving it like a template. And then this part is super important. You want to click Enable Campaign for a specific visitor group. I had to learn this the hard way, but I was combining desktop and mobile traffic before, and then I would be disabling my worst combination, but my overall conversion rate wasn't getting better, and I was like, what the hell, you know, like I'm doing this properly. And then I realized that sometimes my best image or my best headline on desktop was the worst on mobile, and vice versa. So I'd be pausing the worst combo, but that was maybe the worst combo on mobile, and then my desktop conversion rate would plummet. So then I'd pause like the next worst one, and then it was just throwing me off terribly. So I learned that what you have to do is you have to separate your test for desktop, and then you can combine mobile tablet. But you basically need to have two separate tests, because different elements, different headlines, etc., will be better on one than the other. Okay, so literally you just segment this to desktop traffic, and then at the end we're just going to clone it basically and change it to mobile. Okay, so then I click next. Now what it's going to do is it's going to bring up your site in its little graphical user interface here. So we're still in VWO. Okay, and so like I said earlier, one of the biggest differences that you'll find immediately is if you just get rid of the navigation. Okay, so what you do is you just see the mouse here is highlighting this top area. You see that little blue box there? So literally I'm just going to click and click remove. Okay, boom, it's gone. And now my top navigation is gone. I didn't have to call my coder. I didn't have to learn the liquid language that Shopify makes you use. It was that simple. Okay, and this is important. You want to name the sections here. So this is going to be called a top nav, and then I'm going to call this no top navigation, this variation. The reason you got to name these is because otherwise you look at the reports won't make any sense to you. You're not going to have any clue what section 3 variation 4 was unless you name it, right? That's going to be no top nav. Then I find that one of the next biggest differences is this add to cart button. Add to cart is kind of like a very boring thing to say. Every single site on the world says that. So if you just click that text there, click change text, I find that like buy now, free shipping, that usually does pretty good. So again, we're going to name this section, add to cart button text. Free shipping. Okay, and then let's say we want to try another button text. You just click this little green checkbox at the bottom right there. Boom. Okay, and we're going to click it again, change text, try something like get it now, or yes, I want this. And you guys can be creative. Like if your product is like, I don't know, a weight loss product, it could be like, yes, I want to be slim now, or like, yes, shape my body now, or yes, I want this skateboard, if it's a skateboard. Just whatever, you kind of customize it to your brand, and you'll see that it makes a massive difference. So you just change this. Okay, bling me out. Cool. So then the next thing I would try, it's going to depend what you do on your page. If you have a bunch of trust logos or countdown timers or something right here, I'd probably try hovering over that and just removing it and using that as one of my variations. For this specific lander, since you can't change the image here because then it won't work on all of our product pages, right? I can't change this because it won't work on all of our product pages. If you do one product page at a time, let's say you have one or two really big products that you're selling a lot of volume, then I would set up a test one that doesn't work on every single page of your site, but one that works on specifically this page, because then you could totally change the headline here without having to change it in Shopify, and you can see which one does best. And that's going to make a big difference also for your conversion rate. But again, since this one is going to run on every single product in the store, we can't change that stuff because then it'll be changed across every store, or every product. So we can change those. We can try a different button color, for example. So you just click this, click style. Okay, background. There we go. Boom. See how it automatically adds another section down there? It's going to call this add to cart button color. And this will be green. All right. So then we have a navigation and no top navigation. We have 4 different button texts, and we have 2 different button colors. Okay. That's 16 total combinations. Okay, that's like 16 different landing pages. And that's enough. I would not go with more than 16 to start because that test, you saw a lot of my tests were 30 to 60 variations. Those tests I had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on to get even enough data to optimize. So if you have a really high CPA or high product cost per sale, Then you're going to want to do like on the lower end here. If you have like a $2 cost per sale and you're spending a lot of money, feel free to do like a 50 variation test. You can test a lot more stuff, But if you do too big of a test, it'll just take way too long for you to gather data. So basically, for most of you, I would recommend you start in the like 8 to 15 total combination range. Okay, so let's say we got all of our combinations here. We're ready to test. Click next. Okay, and this part's important. This asks you, hey, how do you want to track your goal, right? What's the goal? You could track if you want click-throughs. You could track multiple things at once also. Just to keep things simple, though, we're just going to track purchases. So you go URL matches pattern, asterisk, thank underscore you, asterisk. Okay? So then as long as the word thank underscore you is in the URL, it will count as a conversion. It will count as a purchase. So we can track it in the reports. All right, we'll click next. Okay, I would recommend you don't change these settings until you've been using VWO for a while. These are kind of advanced settings, and they just kind of like ballpark you how long your test is going to take. So it's telling me here that at a 5% average conversion rate, I want to detect at least a 20% improvement. And let's say I have 300,000 monthly visitors. It's telling me that it's going to take 3 weeks to run this test approximately, which is not bad. And there's some, you were asking like what level of statistical probability basically do I let it run to? So it's set to 80% in here, which is generally good enough. But if you want to be like super scientific, you could put like 0.99 in here. But I would personally just leave it at 0.8. So yeah, for most of you, I would just recommend you don't change any of those settings. Okay, then it's going to ask you to name it. So we're going to call this Chloe Abigail desktop. Remember, it's for desktop traffic only. And then you can, if you want, you can make it so only half your traffic is going to the test. I personally make it so that all my traffic goes to the test, and I generally set my test up day one when traffic is starting, not like later. It has heat maps also built in, which is kind of cool. They're not that good. It won't like replace Crazy Egg or any of those other good heat maps, but it's not bad as a free built-in. And then this is important, advanced options. If you are going to any third-party domains, or maybe it's an affiliate offer or something like that, where it's your lander and the thank you page are on different domains, then you need to make sure you click that button so that it sets the cookies properly. But in this case, for Shopify, you typically don't need to do that. Okay, so then you just click Finish. All right, then Start Now. That's it, we started. So now don't forget though, that was only for desktop, so now we need our mobile tablet, right? So now you just go up here, clone. We're going to clone this test, just like duplicating something in Facebook. Settings, URLs. So now we got to change this to work on mobile and tablet real quick. Save. Okay, and then we just got to change the name so that we know what it is. Mobile tablet. Save. And start.